Steve Corder of Athlon Sports is under heavy scrutiny and under fire for the article he produced about Cormani McClain and Shilo Sanders, saying that Shilo Sanders was bullying Cormani McClain. Also, other allegations that he has said. But before we get off into today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Well, Deion Sanders is not having none of this. Either is members of the Colorado football team. We produced a show the other day talking about Cormani McClain was getting bullied by Shilo Sanders. And like I stated, it was just rumors, and we was covering a story. It was an article put out there that Cormani McClain was getting bullied by Shilo Sanders inside the locker room after the Oregon State game, which went on to say that Shilo Sanders was smacking Cormani McClain upside the head. Now, we did a show on that. A lot of people came in the comments and said that it was cap. And like I stated in the show, I stated it's a rumor. It's reports. Nothing was set in stone. I was just covering a story on letting you guys know that this is out there, and we covered it and we talked about it. Now, I said I would do a follow-up pertaining, what the news is now. Reports came out that Cormani McClain came on his Twitter X and said it was cap. There's no sources out there. There's no people coming to the forefront saying that this is true. Now, Jordan Seaton stuck up for Shilo Sanders in the Colorado Buffaloes program, saying none of that stuff is going on. Now, Steve Corder is at it again from Athlon Sports. Now, recently he went on the Dan Le Batard show, and he had some more grueling things to say about the Colorado football program. Now, basically, he's saying that it's violence, and Deion Sanders is the one that is promoting that inside the locker room. He's talking about guns and things like that. Now, I'm going to let you guys listen to what Steve Corder said from the Athlon Sports. And I want y'all to take a listen to what he said, and then we're going to follow up with the question that Dan Le Batard asked him about who is he hearing this from. So let's take a listen to what Steve Corder said when he sat down with Dan Le Batard. Take a listen.
Why were so many players willing to talk to you?
Well, this started a couple months ago. Once everybody started hitting the portal, so I started reaching out, and one thing led to another. Somebody would give me a snippet here, a snippet there. Oh, you should talk to this person. So I just continually reached out, and like I said, it's just kind of been building over the last 3 or 4 months.
Tell us about the gun allegations.
It's rampant there. There's
Wow.
a video that's circulating that I actually found after the piece, where they're asking, I believe it's Bucky is going around asking who's the most strapped on the team.
Now, you heard what he said on that about who is the most strapped on the team. Now, let's dive into that with a little context. Bucky, he produces a lot of, well-off media for the Colorado Buffaloes. When you're talking about strap, who is the most strapped on the team? We can look at it both ways. That goes to say, playing your position. Are you going to strap this guy down? You know the terminology that the kids are using today. I got him strapped. I got him locked. I'm strapping him. So I think in this particular case, Steve Corder probably took that out of context and was probably referring to that as a weapon. But in sports, when you're talking about strap, that's a known thing. Oh, I got him strapped. So we can look at it that way as well. But then he went on to say that he reached out to certain people. Now let's put a name on these people. Don't hide behind your hand now. Put a name on these people who you reached out. Who giving you this information about Colorado and what's going on in their locker room? And who gave you the information about Shilo Sanders bullying Cormani McClain? Now, if it wasn't for Cormani McClain coming up, stepping up to his defense saying it's cap, then the story that was put out there by you, people would probably believe it, because a lot of people on the internet, in the YouTube media space, they was covering this story. They was covering the locker room allegations about Shilo Sanders bullying Cormani McClain. So now we do a follow-up story, come to find out that it's all cap. It's all lies and hypocrisy. And this is coming from Athlon Sports. Like I say, anybody can write an article. Now you have to cite your sources. Can you verify your sources that told you this information? And that's what bothers me, is because we cover stories, we cover all the rumors, but we put it out there just to put it in context that, hey, these are allegations that are out there. Not saying that they're true, but it's a storyline going out there. So we're going to cover it. That was just like when people was covering the situation about LeBron James when they was talking about Balco. It was a rumor. It was a story. Everybody was talking about it. But there's no clear evidence that this took place. Just like in this situation, there's no clear evidence that Shilo Sanders was bullying Cormani McClain. Now, let's take a listen to what he said in the follow-up piece, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Take a listen.
And people are giving their opinions. It's not just one person. It's multiple people. I found a video also last night of Travis Hunter and Deion fishing, and there's a gun in plain sight while he's fishing. So it seems like it's just part of the culture.
Now, you see what he just did right there. He basically said that he found a video of Travis Hunter and Deion fishing, and there was a gun in plain sight. Now, you know Deion loves to fish and he loves to hunt. And with where he's at on the lake, you know, animals come out of nowhere, snakes and stuff like that. We done seen videos of Nate Newton coming on his property, you know, with the rifle, they shooting snakes. So that's protocol. That's protocol when you're out hunting and fishing. You know, there's a weapon there. I mean, I don't know who goes, you know, hunting without a weapon or anything like that. So, you know, to take that video and run with it and make a storyline just to get some attention, it's crazy. But, you know, he's under fire, man. A lot of people are coming at Steve Corder. I don't know if he's trying to make himself relevant or what, but these guys from Colorado are not, you know, they're not going for it. Deion Sanders is not going for it. We heard what Jordan Seaton had to say. Now, Cormani McClain, he's not even with the program no more. He's down in Florida. He still has to address it. He came on his Twitter X and he said, this is all cap. And like I said, it was just a story that we was covering. It was no clear-cut evidence that this was taking place, but it was out there. And people was talking about it, and it was picking up steam. And when things pick up steam, some people got to put the fire out. And I think in this particular case, Cormani McClain put the fire out. I think Jordan Seaton put the fire out. Now everybody's talking about it. And now this guy, Steve Corder from Athlon Sports, he's under fire. And for him to go on the Dan Le Batard show and say what he had to say, Dan Le Batard invited him on the show because he saw it was out there too. So he wanted to get, you know, his standpoint, but he never said where it was coming from. He never said it was coming from. He said people would love to talk to him, but he did not name no names. In a situation like this, to be credible, put a name on it. Put a name on it. And if you put a name on it and they can't defend themselves, then we know it, you know, in some aspect, it's got to be true. But you guys let me know what y'all think, man. Steve Corder, man, he's under fire. He's under the gun. And the Colorado program is not going for this. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. And, you know, the rumors about Cormani McClain and Shilo, they're just rumors. You know, there's no clear-cut evidence that this took place. This is all cap. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. And remember, on your way out the door, when you put your shoes on, do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.